Enterprise maintenance requires transforming reactive repairs into a mathematically sound automated pipeline. The goal is replacing human guesswork with a system executing predictable routines. In IBM Maximo, achieving this predictability starts with a rigid axiom. A preventive maintenance, or PM record, does not actually perform work. It is strictly a rules engine. It holds the scheduling criteria, the required job plans, and the safety instructions. As you can see in this flowchart, the sole purpose of this rules engine is to process those variables, calendars, meters, and job plans, and systematically output executable work orders. Because the PM is a template rather than a task, its behavior is dictated by 3 lifecycle statuses. In draft status, the rules are actively being built. In active status, the PM is live and generating work. In inactive status, generation is temporarily paused or permanently retired. Consider an HVAC air handler. While engineering finalizes the inspection steps, the PM sits in draft. Once approved, it is flipped to active and generates work orders for the lifespan of the equipment. When that specific air handler is replaced, planners switch the PM to inactive, shutting down the generation engine for that asset. By treating the PM as a status-controlled template rather than a unit of work, Maximo completely decouples your overarching maintenance policy rules from the day-to-day execution happening on the facility floor. The engine requires frequency criteria to know exactly when to trigger a work order. These triggers can be time-based, driven by strict calendar intervals, meter-based, driven by usage cycles like hours or miles, or a combination of both, triggering whichever condition is met first. The reliability of these triggers depends entirely on understanding the operational difference between fixed and floating scheduling logic. This dual-track timeline illustrates the baseline scenario. We have a fleet truck requiring maintenance every 6 months. Track A represents a fixed schedule, and Track B represents a floating schedule. Both begin with a work order planned for January 1st, but execution delays happen. Parts are missing, or the truck is out on a long route. The January 1st work order isn't actually started and finally completed until January 20th. Under a fixed schedule, the system calculates the next due date strictly from the original target start date. The next work order remains anchored to July 1st, regardless of the 19-day delay, creating a compressed window for the next cycle. Under a floating schedule, the system calculates from the actual completion date. The execution delay pushes the next target to July 20th, enforcing a strict 6-month interval of physical operation between service events. Fixed schedules are built for calendar-driven compliance audits, where dates are legally binding. Floating schedules are built for unpredictable, usage-heavy maintenance, where you must prevent work orders from overlapping and stacking up on the same asset. Selecting the wrong scheduling logic is the primary reason automated maintenance plans either stack up impossible execution backlogs or drift out of legal compliance. Perfect scheduling logic must still survive real-world operational constraints. A target date means very little if it falls on a weekend when the facility is locked, or during a global supply chain disruption. Maximo utilizes seasonal dates and active days to constrain generation windows. If you manage landscaping equipment configured to run only Monday through Friday, a work order mathematically due on a Saturday will automatically roll forward to Monday to fit the allowed operational window. Planners also use lead time. This is a numeric modifier added to a PM to force the system to generate the work order days in advance of its actual due date. Slack time serves a different function. It is a modifier applied during the actual generation process to temporarily look ahead and batch generate all work orders that will become due within a specific upcoming time window. For major disruptions, like an unexpected plant shutdown, planners can apply an extended date. This is a one-time manual override that forces a specific due date to shift forward without permanently altering the underlying frequency rule of the template. These dynamic constraints act as shock absorbers. They allow the rigid mathematical rules engine to adapt to operational chaos without requiring planners to constantly rewrite the base templates. Physical assets require varying depths of maintenance. A heavy industrial asset often needs a basic visual inspection every month, a component check every quarter, and a full teardown annually.
Creating separate, standalone PM records for each of these layers creates conflicting schedules and redundant work. The mechanical solution is a rotating job plan. Rotating plans operate on a highest divisor rule. Every time a work order generates, the system increments a counter by 1. It then scans the available job plans and selects the one with the highest sequence number that divides evenly into that exact counter. This table illustrates a turbine inspection cycle. Sequence 1 is a basic visual check. Sequence 3 is the quarterly component inspection. Sequence 12 is the annual full overhaul. When the third work order is due, the counter reaches 3. The highest sequence number it divides evenly into is 3, so the engine triggers the component inspection. When the counter reaches 12, representing a full year of service, 12 divides evenly by 12. The system suppresses the basic checks and correctly triggers the full system overhaul. On work order 13, the cycle resets. 13 fails to divide evenly by 12 or 3. The algorithm falls back to sequence 1, and the basic check is issued. The divisor algorithm gives planners the ability to stack infinite, highly complex maintenance cycles onto a single asset with absolute mathematical certainty. Individual asset algorithms handle the micro-level logic, but macro-level physical plant architecture requires grouping work across multiple machines simultaneously. Maximo handles this through hierarchies and routes. On the left side of this diagram, we have PM hierarchies. These are structural groupings designed to mirror parent-child asset relationships within a facility. Under the hierarchy trigger rule, if a parent PM, like an annual plant shutdown, triggers, work orders for all associated child PMs, such as the generators, conveyors, and HVAC units, generate simultaneously. Routes, shown on the right, operate differently. They are designed for linear, multi-stop inspection paths across a physical space, rather than structural shutdowns. A fire extinguisher inspection route utilizes a single parent work order. As the technician walks the route, the system populates that single work order with individual child tasks for every physical stop on the path, each with its own asset-specific meter and job plan. Hierarchies blast simultaneous work across deeply integrated complex systems, while routes streamline high-volume, repetitive field checks into single executable checklists. To scale these layered rules globally, planners rely on predictive forecasting. By analyzing frequency parameters alongside the historical average meter usage of an asset, the system mathematically projects future work order dates. These predictive forecasts directly trigger PM alerts. The system calculates the difference between the due date and required lead time, automatically warning planners to stage parts and labor. But the ultimate scaling challenge for an enterprise is standardization. Ensuring that a change on a critical asset type is applied identically across dozens of global facilities requires a top-down control mechanism. Looking at this global network map, we see the function of the master PM. A master PM is a strict enterprise template that never generates work orders directly. Instead, it dictates rules for associated PMs at the facility level. When engineering updates a checklist on the master PM, the change is automatically pushed down, inherited instantly by Pump 01 at Site A and Pump 02 at Site B. Local planners must never edit frequencies on an associated PM unless they actively override the inheritance. If they do, their local changes will be wiped out the moment the master PM pushes its next update. By systematically layering basic templates, strict scheduling logic, mathematical sequence rotation, and master PMs, Maximo transforms maintenance from a reactive guessing game into a predictable, highly scalable reliability architecture.